Mark Daly for Task Force TV with Sarah Reece, the Director of the Academy of Leadership and Action at the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force. Sarah, it's always good to see you.
Great to see you, Mark.
Now, I know I'm only going to see you for about 3 picoseconds today because I see the case is packed and it's got wheels, and the wheels go really fast towards the airport because I know you're off to somewhere really important where something equally important is happening over the next weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm headed to Pocatello, Idaho to work with Pocatellans to maintain the city's non-discrimination ordinance to protect folks' sexual orientation and gender identity. So it's to make sure that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender folks who live in Pocatello, or who live in Pokey, as folks say, are able to work without being fired for being gay or transgender, rent a house without being kicked out for being gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender, and go to the movie theater without being kicked out or forced to leave. So I'm excited to head there. We have a big team already there, and we're going to do a lot of door knocking and move voters to vote on Election Day this Tuesday.
So paint a picture for us. This particular law was put in place a while back, and people are trying to reverse the law. Is that the way it's working?
That's right. Just like we've seen over the last 25 years, this is a similar situation where last June, the City Council passed the ordinance to include sexual orientation and gender identity into the existing non-discrimination law. Opponents didn't like that, and so they started collecting signatures to place it on the ballot for repeal, and it'll be on the ballot this May 20th, on Tuesday. This is the type of effort we've seen the opposition do in places like Royal Oak, Michigan, Gainesville, Florida, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Bowling Green, Ohio. We've been able to successfully beat back those attempts, but every time that this comes up, it's our job to make sure that we're organizing the community, educating voters, and making sure that folks get out and make their voice and their vote known, that Pocatello, Idaho, wherever you live, USA, is a safe place to live, work, and play if you're lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender.
What do you say to people, Sarah, who say, oh, it doesn't really matter what goes on in places like Pocatello or Royal Oak, or, you know, what some people might call the small towns of America? What do you say to people like that?
Yeah, you know, I was born in a small town in Missouri, and I've lived in big towns like New York City, and the thing that we have in common is that we build community there, and we expect to be able to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness no matter where we live, and that shouldn't matter based on geographic lines of a city, a county, or a state. And so folks in Pocatello deserve to live without the fear of being fired for their job or kicked out of their house or kicked out of a restaurant or movie theater. And so that's why it's important that we step up. You know, as they say in the labor movement, stand up, fight back. And that's what we're doing in Pocatello this weekend.
And I suppose the other thing is that, as Tip O'Neill once said, the oft-quoted, all politics is local, right? But local politics and local decisions can have a very big ripple effect across the United States, right?
That's right. And so whether it's an issue about immigration, whether it's reproductive justice, whether it's marriage or non-discrimination, all of these movements, all of these opportunities to educate our friends and family and neighbors, voters, means that we are more protected, not just if a law has been passed, but, right, we talk about at the task force, just because we have policy equality, it's not lived equality. And so the thing I really love about these opportunities, these campaigns, is that it forces us to go out and have conversations about our lives, about our hopes and dreams, and about the reality of that. And so I'm excited to get to do that with a big team of folks who are in Pocatello, working really hard and have been for the last few months.
Sarah Reece of the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force Action Funds have a really, really successful weekend, and I suppose you're going to be knocking on a lot of doors this weekend, right? We're
going to be knocking on a lot of doors, and we want to just give a big shout out to our friends at Planned Parenthood Northwest, the ACLU of Idaho, and the folks at Fair Pocatello who have been working, you know, for almost a year to make sure that on Tuesday we bring home a victory for Pocatellans.
Sarah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.